Hello and welcome to my latest video. So today is going to be about what sort of jobs I do mainly, and how that can be a challenge in itself. So mainly the jobs I do are pretty small gardens, small spaces, and that's because I'm pretty central in the city, and space is lacking, so most of the gardens that I do are really quite small, postage stamp gardens. So the reason that can be challenging sometimes is because when you're standing in the garden in such a small space, it means that all the plants, all the features, whatever else is in there, you're a lot closer to than you would be in medium to large gardens, and anything that looks untidy becomes that much more noticeable. And things sometimes need to be done a bit differently. For example, if you were hedge trimming in a really small space and it was a larger leaved variety of hedge, it won't look very nice when it's done with a hedge trimmer, especially if you're up close to it. You can see all the, the half cut leaves that don't look too tidy and things like that. So when I'm up close, I tend to opt to use either hand shears or secateurs if possible, if it's not a big hedge, a bigger hedge. The great thing about the gardens that I work for, they've got a huge variety of plants. One thing I really like to do is sort of test myself, especially when I go into a new job, and sort of go through the list of what I can see in my head and see if I can remember the names. Most of the names I remember from when I did plant idents at college. So yeah, for some reason, the smaller the garden, it seems like there's more variety of plants in them. Which leads me to my next point, that because you're so close to things and it needs to look as good as it possibly can, sometimes you can get lost in the smallest of jobs to try and make it look good. I remember last year I trimmed back quite a big peony. I think it was a tree peony, and you have to take your time to hide the cuts as much as you can behind the foliage, so it looks as tidy as it can, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's basically what I was here to say, just that even if it's a small space, it can still be time consuming if you want to do a good job. It's not the sort of job that you can get in and out, especially when there's so many plants to sort of see to. It can become more of a challenge. That's the sort of jobs that I've got, and that's the sort of work that I like doing. I like working in small spaces with lots of plants, and make as big an impact as I can from starting a job to when I've got it up to standard. Meaning, when I start a job, it probably will be a bit messy. Things will have been left for a while. So yeah, sometimes it can take a few months to get it looking, half decent, and up to a year or two even to look really good. And that depends what I do in there. Anyway, I'm waffling on a bit, so yeah. Apologies for my video skills. I've been told that I make people sick because of how much motion there is. You can comment below if you agree. I agree. And there you go, that's it. Thanks for watching my latest video. See you soon.